Good morning, a very good morning. This is Meghna Malkan. I welcome you to this session on mindset into the FNO training program. This is day 2 of the program और guys मैं उम्मीद करती हूँ आपका टाइम अच्छा जा रहा है. You are learning new things. Many of you would be knowing कि हम क्या सीख रहे हैं और मैं जानती हूँ कि काफी ऐसे सारे लोग हैं जो फर्स्ट टाइम ये ट्रेनिंग अटेंड कर रहे हैं. I hope you guys are having good experience. और जैसे कि I know जितने भी बंच ऑफ पीपल यहाँ पे है लाइव देख रहे हैं, कोई पहले ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में आ चुका है, कोई हमारी बुक पढ़ चुका है. सम पीपल नो अबाउट मी, मेनी पीपल डोंट. So before I start talking on what I do best, which is talk about the right mindset to become successful at trading, let me take a few minutes and explain who I am and what I do and why am I here. What gives me the right to talk about what I talk, right? So once again, my name is Meghna Malkan. I am the co-founder of Malkan's Training Institute with Vishal Malkan. ये institute जब 12 साल पहले हमने setup किया था, that was in the year 2008. तभी I was the one who was sitting in front of the screen, learning futures and options, learning what is stock market right from the scratch, just like many of you are. And I say this why? Because I am someone जिसके पास stock market का कोई भी background नहीं था. By education, I'm a lawyer. I used to work into corporate law department of a multinational company. Or this was my background. It so happened, how did I get into stock market is by marrying a stock trader. I married Vishal Malkan, who was a proprietary stock trader at that point of time. और जब भी मुझे पता चला कि he was trading the stock market since he was 16 years of age, I told him honestly that for me, stock market was a zero-sum game. I thought stock markets are a gamble because मैंने कभी भी मेरी life में a single share trade नहीं किया था. I did not even know what are shares, what is equity, how are they traded, where are they traded. I had no clue. So this was how I began my journey into the stock market. Coincidence ये हुआ कि when I got married, I took a short break just to get set into the new life, and that is when I used to see Vishal, you know, learning charts and watching charts, and when I used to ask him, he used to tell me this is something called as technical analysis. और तभी बहुत झगड़े होते थे, नोक-झोंक होते थे, because मुझे लगता था कि you know, maybe stock market is a gamble. ये तो वैसे भी सट्टा है, देख के करो या नहीं देख के करो. At that point of time, you know, Vishal suggested, अगर इतना problem है, if you don't know what is stock market, why don't you learn? It's a learnable skill. And that time, guys, began my journey into the stock market. जब मैंने basics सीखना शुरू किया, जैसे मैंने basics सीखा, I got this thing कि this is a learnable skill, of course, और मुझे थोड़ा interest आने लगा. I started on learning the advanced of stock market. Slowly, from basic to advanced, जैसे जैसे मैं आगे बढ़ती गई, वैसे वैसे थोड़ा confidence आते गया कि this is something that maybe I can learn. This is something that maybe I can explore as an alternate career option. But I had not left this umeed that I'll go back to my earlier career, which was into corporate law and legal. So that was it, guys. So ये है मेरा background, how I started my journey into the stock market. लेकिन जैसे कि आप बहुत जनों ने डिस्कवर किया है, एक्सपीरियंस किया है और पढ़ा है, देखा है लोगों को, हर एक ट्रेडर का जर्नी इज डिफरेंट. And this journey may not be easy for many of us, and I was one of them. This journey got difficult, it got rough. जैसे जैसे I started putting my money, which was hard-earned savings from my job, when I started putting that money into trading, when I started losing that, trading के साथ में emotions ने बहुत बड़ा role play किया. The emotions of greed, the emotions of fear of losing my money, fear of losing my old career. How do I get set into that? So all these things try to play a lot of havoc. और you know, as it is, जैसे life का एक zone effect होता है, life के बहुत सारे zone effect होते हैं, right? That's how we experience. So along with my new career, my relationship started getting affected, and तभी बहुत सारी बार ऐसा विचार आया कि maybe this is not for me. Maybe I should go back to my earlier career, जहाँ पे मैंने अभी तक resignation नहीं दिया था. So out of all these things, I started, you know, एक पाँव यहाँ पे था, एक पाँव वहाँ पे था, ऐसे करके I used to trade till the time when I started losing a lot of my savings. One day, when I heard Vishal talk about something, that is one day which changed my perspective about what I was doing. He just mentioned me, you know, Meghna, whenever you see people going into prison, जो भी लोग prison में जाते, he just explained me with the help as a story of the situation that I was in. He said a lot of people go into prison. कोई prison में इसलिए जाता है because they commit heinous crimes such as murder or something. जो prison में वो लोग जो murder करते हैं prison में long time के लिए जाते हैं. Versus those people who go to serve into the prison for the petty offenses. You know, किसी का पर्स चोरी किया या कुछ डकैती की, they go into the prison for a short time, right? So then, what is the difference in how these two kinds of people are thinking? Someone who is going to the prison for a long time versus someone who is going to the prison for a short time. Think about it. So when someone who is going into the prison for a short period of time, you know, 6 महीने, 1 साल तक जाना है, you have to stay inside the prison and you have to come out. What is that person thinking? वो बंदा जैसे ही जाता है prison cell के अंदर, वो day 1 से यही सोचता है कि when will the day come when I get out of this cell? When will the day come when I am free? And that person just keeps counting those days one after the other, right? He's waiting for that ultimate day, right? तो उसका mindset क्या होता है? वो जो सेल के अंदर है, he is not settled. उसको वो जगह, उसको पता है उसको यहाँ नहीं रहना है. He is just waiting for the day he'll be out. Versus the person who is coming into the prison for a lifetime. वो बंदा क्या सोच रहा है? So when that person enters the prison, when he hears the cell door close behind him, when he knows that this is it, this is my home for maybe 14 years or for maybe lifetime, and when that person enters there inside the cell, he is beginning to like the place. उसको वो जगह पसंद आने लगती है. Why? Because उसको पता है उसको यहीं रहना है. He is not the one जो कैलेंडर गिनेगा कब मैं यहाँ से फ्री होऊंगा. He is the one who will try to keep it clean. He is the one who will try to make it a better place. Maybe he'll start decorating. He'll start making friends. He'll start building his space. Right? So उसका mindset ये है कि अब मुझे यहाँ रहना है. और जब भी ये बात मुझे बताई, Vishal, like that time it was like an epiphany that comes, you know, that yes, this was what was missing in my new venture of, you know, trying to experience this as a trader. Maybe मैं वो lifer prisoner के जैसे नहीं सोच रही हूँ जो लाइफ टाइम के लिए यहाँ पे है. That's a lifer. मैं वैसे नहीं सोच रही हूँ कि ये मेरा घर है. This is my new career where I have to get set. जो change मैंने experience किया, I was not trying to live that change. I was just trying to, you know, यहाँ जमा तो ठीक है, वरना I can go back to my earlier career. वो mindset से मैंने trade किया था. That means I was trying to change, but I was not integrating that change in my life. And that, guys, turned out to be the biggest lesson that I have learned in my life, to integrate change. Or, trust me, as I started exploring myself as a trader, I realized कि चाहे आप जितना भी strategy सीख लो, चाहे आप जितना भी concepts या methods या system सीख लो, unless and until you don't have the ability to integrate change in your life, तब तक कुछ नहीं होगा. From this 12 years of, you know, training people to becoming professional trader, this is a single most thing that I have observed. जो लोग change को अपने trading career में integrate कर पाते हैं, जो frequently अपना mindset change कर पाते हैं, it's only these kind of people who survive, who thrive as traders and investors, right? Or, you know, this is perhaps the biggest learning. When you get started, for me, the change was कि full time job से full time trader आना है. The change was कि full time office नहीं बैठना है. The change was 12 घंटे से सिर्फ 5 घंटे काम करना है. The change was that every day I had to see money changing hands, which was not there when I was working in a corporate job earlier. It's a whole lot of changes. And when you jump into the trading thing, what happens is, suppose you're a futures trader, आप बहुत सारा futures यहाँ पे सीख रहे हैं, you're learning about futures and options. You know what? When you enter the world of futures and options, change is your best friend. If you don't integrate change in your futures trading, if you don't integrate change, अगर आप change नहीं कर पा रहे हो from, you know, from one strategy to the other strategy, from intraday trading to swing trading to positional trading to long term investing, ये सारे changes है. अगर आप एक भी stage पे stick होके बैठे हो, if you're stuck at just one stage, then guys, it's just not possible to get success as a trader. I know ये बहुत ही cliched subject है. I know ये बहुत ही common sense है. Perhaps जिसके पास kids है, you know, those of you who are fathering or mothering kids, this would be some easy gyan that you would be giving your children. But unfortunately, if you go back and if you introspect your life, just tell me one thing, guys. When was the last time you integrated change, even on a smaller basis in your life? When was the last time maybe you changed your hairstyle? When was the last time you changed your wardrobe, you changed your group of friends, you changed your favorite dish, you changed your favorite restaurant, right? Just to make you comfortable, you go back to the same place to eat again and again. You go back to the same set of clothes, to the same hairstyle, right? These are all the little ways in which you are trying to integrate change. और अगर आप ये डेली लाइफ में नहीं करते हो तो फिर आप बड़ी बड़ी चीजों में कैसे करोगे? ये सब थियरी पे रह जाएगा कि यार मुझे चेंज करना, आई हैव टू चेंज माय हैट. समटाइम्स आई हैव टू वेयर द हैट ऑफ अ स्विंग ट्रेडर. व्हेन मार्केट्स आर रियली ट्रेंडिंग, आई हैव टू वेयर द हैट ऑफ अ पोजिशनल ट्रेडर. जब भी मार्केट बहुत वॉलेटाइल है तो भी मुझे हैट चेंज करके इंटरडे ट्रेडर बनना है. All these things are important. और जब तक डेली लाइफ में नहीं आएगा, it will not come into the marketplace, right? A lot of you people would be thinking that just 3 घंटा है, मुझे strategy सीखनी है, ये क्या हो रहा है? But I'm telling you guys, what I'm talking about right now is way more important than the strategies you will learn. And maybe you will not realize this today. Today, at this moment, you will feel that you're wasting your time. But when you step into the playground, when you step into putting your trades, this is one of the biggest lessons if you try to integrate. So what happens? Let's understand the whole process of change with the help of step by step. आपके दिमाग में होता क्या है जब भी आपको change, you know, you have to live and experience the change. What happens into your mind? Let's understand that. So when you talk about change, there was this guy who has done a research, good deep amount of research way back almost 100 years ago on change. It's called Kubler-Ross. और उन्होंने जो बताया है कैसे अपना human being का mind goes from one stage to the other जब भी कोई change हम पे थोपा गया है. And right now couldn't be a better time to talk about change. We are into this time when all of us have been forced a big change into our lives with this pandemic. अब देखो ना, हर कोई चीज जो हम पहले करते थे, everything has changed, including this learning. We used to go from one city to the other. We used to travel all over the country talking about this. And now we are right now into this office and all of you are learning from the comfort of your homes. I still remember, guys, in 2018 when we started online training, there were so many people जो आके कहते थे मजा नहीं आ रहा है ऑनलाइन में. आपको देखते हैं स्टेज पे तो एनर्जी आता है, इंटरैक्शन होता है, ऑनलाइन में कुछ समझ ही नहीं आता है. दिस वाज द काइंड ऑफ रिएक्शन दैट वी वर गेटिंग फ्रॉम पीपल वे बैक इन 2018 एंड कट टू 2020. Just because we are forced by this pandemic to stay where we are, look at this. There are more than 15,000 people right now learning online. What happened? Right? This was the change. जो change हम सब ने पहले voluntarily नहीं accept किया, वही change the nature has made us accept it involuntarily, or you can read forcibly. So guys, how about we changing our mindset voluntarily for every change that comes our way? How about we being prepared mentally that yes, this is a change and this I want to integrate this change in a way कि मुझे ये stages से नहीं गुजरना है. So let's understand what happens into your mind when you come across change. Right? So क्या होता है? सबसे पहले जब ये change आता है, number one ingredient is shock. Right? So ये पूरा जो example है, अगर आप pandemic के नजरिए से देखेंगे तो what happened? Initially in March, when this all began, we were all in a state of shock. We didn't know how to react, right? So, or any change that comes to you, suppose आपने stock market में बड़ा loss कर दिया, सबसे पहले क्या होता है? That's a change for you, right? What is the first emotion that comes out? That's a shock. You are in shock, which means you're in denial. कि ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता है. कैसे possible है? Remember March में there were a lot of social media buzz. How is it possible? How can a whole nation lock down with nothing open, just the essentials, right? और इतना बड़ा loss हो गया. How is it possible? हो ही नहीं सकता मुझे इतना बड़ा loss. That's the state of shock. Every change when it's put upon you, it begins with a state of shock. And then we move on to denial. नहीं हो सकता है. The reality has struck upon you. The loss has incurred. It shows in your account. The pandemic has struck. It shows into our lifestyle, but it does not, your mind is not ready to accept it. Why? Why does this happen? Because maybe you are not open कि ऐसा कुछ possible है. That's the denial stage. डिनायल स्टेज में रहते रहते आप देख रहे हो कि काफी टाइम तक ये रह रहा है. You have no way out of it. And then begins the next stage, which is frustration. A lot of people are doing a lot of things. आप अभी भी यहाँ पे frustration में रुके हो. Oh God, I lost so much money. Oh my God, it's all shut. My business is shut. Nothing is working. That's the level of frustration. और guys, ये एक stage है जहाँ पे you run the maximum risk. Because क्या होता है, एक जगह का frustration will show up in various areas. It will reflect in your relationship. It will reflect in your lifestyle. It will reflect in your health. A lot of people start binge eating. A lot of people get frustrated. Netflix पे चिपके रहते पूरा दिन. You remember those days of lockdown where they had nothing to do. It was pure frustration and gulping down series after series, packet of chips after chips, just to get their frustration covered up. This is the most dangerous level. And as a trader, अगर आप denial stage आपने बड़ा अगर loss किया, आप denial stage से frustration stage में आते हो, you have very high chances of resorting to revenge trading. Very high chances. Because आप बहुत frustrated हो, आपको पता नहीं है इतना बड़ा loss को मैं क्या करूं? How do I cover this loss? And then that gets you into the zone of revenge trading. आप गलत ट्रेड लेते हो, आप wrong mindset से ट्रेड लेते हो, जो आपका existing damage था वो बड़ा होता जाता है. That's the level of frustration. वहां पे रहने के बाद the next level comes decision. For those of you who decide to go this way, which means अगर आप ऊपर से पूरा नीचे तक आए हो frustration में, then decision is like going back up again. Decision means deciding to live with the change. Decision means deciding to accept it as part of your reality. This is it. The pandemic is here to stay. It's all shut. What do I do next? Agar, it was, though we started online training in 2018, there was nothing more, fun and fulfillment than going on a stage, than meeting and, exchanging energy with all the 500 people in a room. That was what gave us more fulfillment. But then we had to decide that this is it. हम अकेले ही बात करना है कैमरा से और expect करना है. A lot of people out there on the other side of camera go to listen and learn. But this was it. The sooner we started to integrate that, sooner we started to decide and live with that, the better it got. Otherwise, so many people would have been left without this knowledge, which is right now helping so many of you, right? So the sooner you decide to live with that loss, ये loss तो है. Revenge trading से मेरा loss कम नहीं होने वाला है. I'm not going to be able to recover that loss. The way to live with this is to slowly decide that this is it. I have to take steps to come out of it. How do I do that? Should I change my training system? Should I change my risk management? Should I change my mindset? That's a systematic approach that you take only after you decide to live with the change. और ये decision zone ऐसा है जहाँ पे आपको थोड़ा positive side नजर आने लगता है कि maybe ये change, ये loss मुझे एक reason की वजह से हुआ. Maybe मेरा risk management नहीं था बराबर. Maybe I was not in control of my emotions. जो हुआ अच्छा हुआ. I learned a big lesson so that ये bigger loss में अभी नहीं convert होगा. ये जो damage होना था इतना ही हुआ. That's looking at the positive side, and that's this stage, guys. And this stage will be followed by the last stage, which is integration. And this is the final stage of change when you're integrating the whole change into your life. You integrated that loss, made the changes in your risk management strategy, mindset, tools, trades, whatever you had to, and then you are going towards the positive side of trading. That's how you have integrated that change. Right now we are all integrating the change of the pandemic. We are making the best out of it. We have all decided to live with it. We decided to, we are comfortable now going out with masks. We are comfortable with social distancing. We are all comfortable not to go to cinemas and malls. We are comfortable living the quiet life with our family and enjoy it at the same time, right? This is how we have integrated change. Now, ये पूरा जो कुबलर-रॉस का मॉडल है जो आपने यहाँ पे देखा, 5 stages of change. What will differentiate you and me in applying these 5 stages? Think about it. आपको भी पता है ये 5 stages है, मुझे भी पता है ये 5 stages है. The difference between how you are doing it and how I'm doing it is just one thing. That's the time. How soon are you getting from stage 1 to stage 5? You know what? You could go from stage 1 to stage 5 in just about a month or a year. Some people don't even get to the last stage for a decade. They are stuck in frustration for years together. जो भी उनसे मिलता है सेम स्टोरीज बताते हैं, सेम थिंग। अरे ऐसा हो गया, देख ऐसा हो गया, अब भी तो मैं स्टॉक मार्केट ट्रेड करूंगा ही नहीं, तेरे को पता है इतना लॉस, हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल? मार्केट में गड़बड़ है, ये ट्रेनर में गड़बड़ है, ये सिस्टम में गड़बड़ है, साला कुछ नहीं चलता है। When you keep saying that story again and again, that means you are really stuck on this stage, somewhere in frustration, somewhere in denial. So think about it, guys. How soon do you want to move from stage 1 to stage 5? Because you know what lies at the end of stage 5? जब आप 5th stage के पार जाते हो, what happens is you get into a zone where change becomes freedom, where change becomes fun, where change becomes fulfillment, and where change becomes flexible. You recognize your ability to be flexible. वो flexibility जो आप में नहीं थी या आपको पता नहीं था कि आप में है, वो आप discover करते हो. That's such a beautiful feeling. I for one was super scared of numbers. मुझे मैथ्स से बहुत डर लगता था, ना ही मैंने कभी मैथ्स में टॉप किया था, because I was a person of words. I used to love literature, I used to love my law. और तब भी मुझे बाद में जब पता चला that stock market I can do, I'm flexible to trade numbers also, I'm flexible to do the risk part, it's so much fun to discover that flexible side of yourself, and it gives you fulfillment कि आप कहीं भी सेट हो सकते हो. अगर ऐसे डिफिकल्ट सर्कमस्टेंस में हमने सेट कर दिया, डिफिकल्ट लॉस में अगर आप बाहर आ गए, that means you can survive anything. That's the best feeling. So guys, as you are studying this knowledge, as you are trying to integrate this knowledge, always remember this one lesson. Without change, it's going to be very, very difficult to become successful as a futures and options trader. जैसे वो क्रिकेटर्स खेलते हैं, कभी कभी T20, कभी कभी टेस्ट मैच, कभी कभी वन डे, how they keep changing their roles from one thing to another, वैसे ही हमें चेंज करना है. और even when you're going to learn about options today, options में देख लो तो options का एक बड़ा, it's an instrument, right? But within options there are different things to do. When you're an options writer, different set of strategies. When you're an options buyer, again different set of strategies. Buy करोगे तो जल्दी जल्दी करना पड़ेगा, राइट करोगे तो आपको वेट करके पेशेंस रखना पड़ेगा, राइट? एक डेरिवेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट में भी यू हैव टू चेंज योर माइंडसेट सो मच. और अगर आप ये चेंज इंटीग्रेट नहीं कर पाओगे तो आप कोई भी स्ट्रैटेजी सक्सेसफुली ट्रेड नहीं कर पाओगे, राइट? सो गाइस, जस्ट कीप दैट इन माइंड एंड always remember, write on your vision board with change is the only constant. With change comes freedom, flexibility, fun, and fulfillment. Great. I hope you got good value out of this session. Listen to this again if you have to make good notes. And yes, if you have something to share, do tag me and Vishal in whatever you've learned. Thank you so much, guys. Pleasure to serve you. Thank you.